Hi everybody and welcome back. 22nd of March 2017. I am 3 nights through my night shift. That's why I'm struggling with recording this video right now. I'm a little bit tired, as you can imagine, but I want to talk about the truth of whether I'm sticking to my meal plan or my training plan or not. I am 3 nights through night shift. I'm doing night shift right now as I film this video series. It is challenging, I'm tired, I don't have the energy that I usually have, and I didn't even want to film this video. But I felt like this is the best time to film it because you people will get to see, you'll all get to see what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing in this journey to get ready for the stage yet again. So I think it's important to know that no one's perfect, and I'll flash up the training plan and the nutrition plan on your screen so you know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to reference back to this. I can't even speak. I'm going to reference back to these training programs throughout this talk. So the truth is that I'll start with the training plan. No, I'll start with the nutrition plan first. Now that's a new nutrition plan that was given to me about 3 or 4 days ago. Now, the truth is I haven't been completely sticking to it, and it is because of the night shift. And it is because I've been tired, and I want to talk to you about what I've been doing differently. And so I've got a list of things I've written down here. So on that meal plan, you'll see that, my typical protein serving size is about 150 grams of white fish, for example, or red meat, or chicken, or turkey. And you'll see that 150, 150, 150, 150, 150 down the page. The truth is though, when I've been doing my meal prep, I've been measuring up to about 180 grams. So I've been giving myself an additional 30 grams of protein. So that's one thing I've been doing differently. The second one is that today is my high carb day. So you'll see on your sheet of the paper on your screen that today is a high carb day. So you'll see down the page, in boldface, 300 grams sweet potato, 300 grams, 300 grams, 300 grams, 300 grams. So that's what I'm on today. Now, I've actually had an extra 400 grams of sweet potato on top of what I'm supposed to have. The reason being is because if you have a look at the previous 2 days, they were 0 carb days, so no carbs whatsoever. Remember also that I did night shift in the last 2 days. So if you're watching this as a shift worker and you work night shift, you can appreciate how difficult it is to, have no carbs during your night shift. That's exactly what happened. And I think the reason why I've overindulged on carbohydrates on my high carb day, i.e. today, is because I was so restricted and depleted for those 2 days where I couldn't have carbs. Now this makes psychological sense. The more you restrict somebody, the more likely they're going to go crazy when you remove the restriction. They're more likely to overeat, they're more likely to have those cheat foods in great proportions. So that's a classic example where that's played out with me. I, for 2 days, had no carbs, and then all of a sudden, Brad, you now have, a high carb day. And so I've gone over and above what I should have. Now, in the scheme of things, it's not a big deal, but this psychological dynamic needs to be understood, that even someone like me who's been doing this for years, I've been doing this kind of meal prep, meal planning for years, still falls into the psychological phenomenon of overindulging after something that's been heavily restricted or taken away from you, even for 2 days. So I needed to bring that to your attention. And I believe that it was the 2 0 carb days that drove me to overeat by about 400 grams of sweet potato today, for example. The next one is that I've been taking a pre-workout for the gym, not drinking black coffee. So on that meal plan, you'll see that my pre-workout is black coffee. And the reality is that I haven't been having that black coffee as my pre-workout. I've been sparing it for a period of time where I've been really tired. So what I'll do is I will have the black coffee, but I just won't have it at the time where it is on my meal plan. I won't have it before I go to the gym. I'll use that black coffee somewhere else, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing night shift, and I need it the most. In saying that, I've also, instead of the black coffee, I've been taking a pre-workout because I feel like the pre-workout can just give me that drive that during night shift that I need to get to the gym and train. And I really feel like caffeine just can't do that for me. There's a pre-workout that I take that does contain a little bit of caffeine, but you know, it contains citrulline malate and all these other pieces, and that I find really gets me through my workouts during night shift. Remember that a lot of these changes are coming about during my night shift because I am tired when I wake up and I'm struggling with the night shift right now. So this is how it has to be. If I need to do my training program and I need to follow my training program, which I have been following, admittedly, then I need to kind of manipulate my meal plan around that works within my lifestyle. You know, that's the key takeaway here. I hope you can appreciate that. Next one is I've been having black coffee during my night shift for the past 2 nights. So not only have I spared that black coffee pre-workout to have during my most exhausted period of time during night shift, but I've also, in the last 2 nights, I've had probably about 3 cups of coffee, and I had to, like, 0 carbs during night shift, one of the most difficult combinations you can have, and having black coffee, I needed to. Especially the last 2 days, it was the most challenging for me. And it wasn't part of the meal plan, but I did it. And I've been having black coffee during my night shift for the past 2 nights. I've already made that confession. I had 4 coffees 2 nights ago instead of 3. Well, I said I had 3. The first night I had 4, last night I had 3 to get through the night shift. I arrived home from work and had a protein shake because I didn't have an appetite for anything else. It's true. I'm not supposed to have whey protein shakes until after my workout. You'll see that on the plan. You'll see that I've got, pre-workout, black coffee, then I've got my workout, then post-workout, you'll see is 40 grams of whey protein. Now, that's the only time I'm allowed to have whey protein in this plan. Admittedly, yesterday morning when I got home from work, I had 40 grams of whey protein first thing after getting home from work at 7:30 in the morning, and I didn't do a training session. I just come straight from work. And I did that because I needed to have protein in me before going to bed at 7:30 in the morning. And I was supposed to have 150 grams of chicken or salmon or white fish or something, I can't remember. I don't have it on my screen right now. So I was supposed to have that, but I didn't have an appetite for it. I didn't have an appetite. If you're watching this as a night shift worker, it's very easy to lose your appetite during night shift. And sometimes you have to force yourself to eat food. And in my case, I was like, well, I'm not going to force myself to eat chicken or beef or fish at 7:30 in the morning, because in a Western diet, it's unusual to have meat at 7:30 in the morning. So we live in I live in Australia, we have, usually carbohydrates for breakfast, but I just couldn't. So I had the whey protein shake because I could stomach that, as opposed to having 150 grams of beef at 7:30 in the morning. So I broke my plan there again. I haven't been having my apple cider vinegar for the past week because I haven't felt like it. That's the honest truth. I just can't be having apple cider vinegar. You'll see that on the top of the plan on your screen, you'll see ACV. That stands for apple cider vinegar. So the one that I have been taking in the past, traditionally, and I have been taking it with my meal plan, but in the past week I haven't been, is by Bragg's, BRAGGS. So I haven't been taking apple cider vinegar. The next one is I've been flipping with my meat selection. So you'll see on that plan, you'll see that, in the morning it's 150 grams of, red meat, and then it changes to white fish, white fish, white fish, white fish, white fish, and then it changes to chicken or turkey. Chicken or turkey, chicken or turkey. And then it goes back to, red meat. And so these different types of meat, I have been flippant with that meat selection. Except for a day where I've had white fish, 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 white fish. I've actually been having white fish. But the other days I've been flipping it around a lot. So instead of having 150 grams of red meat, I have 150 grams of chicken instead. Instead of having 150 grams of chicken, I have 150 grams of red meat. It's because it's whatever's in my fridge that I've purchased as part of my meal prep. It just means I don't have to buy 4 different types of meat and cook them in separate containers. It just gets very time consuming, especially if you're doing night shift. So this is what I've been doing. And I haven't been having the 20 grams of organic butter in the evenings. I've swapped it out with coconut oil. So, and I like coconut oil. I don't like to eat butter off a spoon. I rather have coconut oil off a spoon. And I know if you're watching this, you might think that this is just crazy dieting and no one can ever sustain this. The truth is that it is not sustainable. Like, this is competition level. Like, this is what you have. This is the kind of structure you need when you're getting ready for a fitness competition or a bodybuilding show or something. This is what it looks like. But the truth of the matter is that you just can't stick to everything all the time, because your life circumstances change and your work requirements change, and all these other pressures on you means that you may not make it to the supermarket to buy everything that's on the meal plan verbatim. Or sometimes you have to improvise. Like last night, for example, I had cans of tuna as my white fish because the fish that I purchased from the supermarket, raw fish, was frozen and I forgot to bring it out of the freezer. And so now I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I can't have nothing. So I had to run to the supermarket and buy cans of tuna and have that as my white fish throughout my night shift. So no one's f***ing perfect, and the truth is that the other athletes that I'm competing with, and I've spoken to them about this, they all f*** up like this. They all make mistakes like this, and they're not always perfect in executing whatever's on their meal plan. The truth is though, is that what makes my situation different to your situation, if you are familiar with meal plans and you've followed it and you've fallen off the wagon, is that I actually don't hold on to my failures. That's the difference here. I spoke to someone at the gym about this who's wanting to lose weight. They're like, I can't stick to meal plans. The moment I have, a piece of chocolate, I'm like, that's it, I've completely ruined it, and they completely give up. And I said, well, that's your problem. I said, you're holding on to the fact that you failed and you're not letting it go. Because if I were to slip up like you did, the difference between you and I is that if I have that piece of chocolate, if I have that Messina gelato, that was yesterday. Today's a different day. And if you've been following my journey, I've had my competition, then I have my cheat meals, and then that's it. It's a clean slate from Monday onwards. I don't think about the Messina gelato that I had yesterday. I don't think about the donut or two that I had yesterday. I don't think about it. I think it's a new day today, let's move on. And if you hold on to the fact that you failed your meal plan, you'll always fail. That's the truth. That's what you take away from this. How I manage this is much more important than failing in the first place. How I deal with the psychology of breaking my meal plan at times, how I deal with that is a massive, massive reason why I'm going to succeed, because the little breaks in my meal plan that I've just described to you very openly and honestly will not dictate how I continue with my program. It's just, I won't allow these slip-ups to completely ruin me. I won't go, I've had 4 cups of coffee, I've completely ruined it, I give up, because that was yesterday. Today's a new day. I have bad days and I have great days, and the last week hasn't been the best, and that's normal for everybody. You'll have these times. So if you're watching this, then, if you're wanting to get into meal planning, I talk about how to create meal plans for simple weight loss around food that you enjoy the most. Not like extreme level meal planning like what I'm going through to get ready for a fitness competition, because I know people watching this don't give a shit about getting up on stage, and that's completely fine. But I have a meal planning course that you can stream, and it basically will teach you how to create a simple meal plan, nothing crazy like mine, around food that you enjoy the most to achieve simple weight loss. And the reality is that you won't perfectly execute it. It's completely normal not to perfectly execute it all the time because you're human. But do not hold on to the failures of your meal plan. Do not hold on to, oh, I've had this piece of chocolate now, it's game over. No, it's not. It's not game over. You've had that donut, it's not game over. It's game over for the day, but it's not game over forever. Don't hold on to your failures. Let them go, move the on. That's what I say. So even though I've had these slip-ups, tomorrow's going to be a new day, and that's why I'm going to win. So watch me on this journey once again. I'm going to get up on that stage in 6 weeks from now, and I'll be bringing home more of these guys, more trophies. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you in another video.